Hi, my name is Sinji. I'm from Deadly Alliance's division of Empire Arcadia for the Smash division. And my main is Pacman, and I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
Oh!
Yeah,
but doesn't reflect
so
coming
long.
up.
My first Smash Brothers game was Super Smash Brothers Melee. It all started back in 2006 when I got introduced into the professional gaming scene when I was watching MLG on television. First, I watched Halo 2 Professional, and then I watched Smash Brothers Melee, and I fell in love with the game, and the rest has been history ever since. When I started with Melee, my first character was Fox McCloud, and then over time I started to switch with some characters. I played Smash Brothers Brawl for the Nintendo Wii for about a year, and I played King DDD in that game. And then in Smash 4, I switched all the way to Pacman, and I've been Pacman ever since.
Alright,
but Sinji on stage.
Sinji's a little bit nervous.
The two top Pacman players in the world for Ultimate is me, Sinji, and T from Japan. T is currently the best one right now, but I was the first since Smash 4. And in terms of skill, we're about the same, I would say. So for the most part, I've been winning a lot of the online events whenever I can play. Overall, I think online is okay. It's good to have practice when it comes down to matchups and different studying things, but I think it's the most optimal to play on an offline setting rather than an online setting because you can handle the crowd. You have to handle the crowd. You have to deal with your actual nerves as a player, and overall, it's gonna make you better in the long run. I was surprised at first. I thought it was kind of even with me and KDZ and other members of the team. But when I heard that I was the one in the front lines, it was really inspirational. I tend to look at it as like I look at a lot of the locals and a lot of the big tournaments as like practice for the future. And no matter what challenge it is, I always try to go to those events and try to prove myself. So for the most part, I usually win those tournaments. So I never really counted how many tournaments I have actually won for the most part until they actually told me. And I was really surprised at that point. And it feels really good to do something not just for yourself, but for the team as a whole. And it really feels nice that people come up to me and ask me about advice about the game, and I'm able to share my wisdom and not just keep everything to myself, but spread the knowledge and the tech with everyone. In the beginning, as a gamer, my first video game console was the Super Nintendo, and the first video game I had was Donkey Kong Country. And ever since, I've always been a Nintendo guy. Like, my friend was a Sega guy. I was a Nintendo guy. He had Sonic. I had like Super Mario and Donkey Kong. And I've grown with it throughout Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64 and onwards. And overall, I used to just play a lot of Nintendo games. My favorite one was probably Star Fox for the Nintendo 64, which is why I played Fox back in Melee. And I kind of just stuck with it. It was one of my favorite things to do. And when it came down to other systems, my favorite, I only had like a couple favorites for those systems. Like when it came down to Xbox, for example, I only really liked Halo for the most part, but when it came down to Nintendo, I liked all the classics. I liked Kirby, Donkey Kong, Mario, Star Fox, you name it. At first, when I started playing Melee, I played Fox originally, and I was a really aggressive player. And I think over time, as I got older, I became more of a thinker, and I always wanted to push myself to do different things. And when I saw Pacman in Smash, he wasn't just a regular character. He was very different, and I've played some of his classic games back in the past, so I've kind of related to what he did and didn't do in the game. And he felt really different. He felt like a brand new toy set that you had to assemble and you had to figure out on your own. And it felt like a Lego piece set where you can make it into anything you want. And that's what I like about Pacman. He's really flexible, but you have to put the time and the effort into it, and you have to really make a lot of theories about what should happen if you do this. You have to make a lot of hypotheses, do a lot of experiments, fail, go back into the drawing board, fail again, go back into the drawing board until you get it right. And that's kind of what I like about Pacman. He's one of those characters where you have to experiment a bit, and you have to take a bunch of L's before you can get that good W and you feel like you actually earned it and you actually deserved it. Moving forward, I recently graduated with a degree in electrical engineering, so I have a lot of free time now. So what I've been doing lately is I've been streaming a lot. I've been streaming for about 4 to 5 hours each day. I would make content. I've been working on my coaching, so I've been coaching a lot of other players that are interested in doing lessons with me. And locals are starting to open back up again, so I'm gonna start going to those again. And I think later down into the year, sometime like in November, December-ish, I'm gonna try and look into going into majors like CEO and other events like that. Hi, my name is Sinji from Empire Arcadia on Player One, and this is the Lab Video Game TV, where our game is never over.